So it's August the 1st here in Sydney, new month, new cycles, still wintry, absolutely. Um, Met up with my peeps for the Love Letters project, which we're just germinating, and I'm really looking forward to this. I've been looking back at old love letters as well, but thinking about love more broadly and disturbing settler colonial notions of love and possession and property. Um, so there's a start. We're going to be doing some reading together to sort of pull out some more themes and give shape to this. I'm really looking forward to it. It's something to bring us joy. On Sunday, we'll all be revving up to take part in the Palestine March on Sydney Harbour Bridge at 1 p.m. Whether or not it's been given official go-ahead, and rain, hail or shine, as they say, I doubt that there'll be any shine. But this is absolutely pivotal at this point of time. It absolutely needs to stop this genocide and this starvation and killing of children. This kind of sits outside of politics writ large. It's just the ultimate form of dehumanization and destruction, and any ethical person would be opposed to it and join in with us. So that's Sunday. I'm about to meet with a sister girl who is working on a paper. I'm hoping that we can have a good conversation about some of her ideas and how to shape them. It's always unique to make these connections as a trans person, obviously, but also someone who's interested in social justice beyond even some of the narrow definitions of trans justice, and also answering back to especially the hostility directed at us as trans people. And one should not forget that in settler colonial context, that also includes those subjected to gender orders and their logics, which is the real gender ideology that tries to break our souls and our bodies. That is Aboriginal sister girls and brother boys, or however they wish to name themselves, and the systems of policing and punishment and criminalization, abuses in institutions, of which the gender order partakes in the colonial context. So I'm very interested in thinking these connections. The majority trans world is black and brown. It's not white. So all these phantasms that the TERFs have, who themselves are majority white, of this monstrous trans other, they're actually engaged in a form of rabid racialization that pairs very well with their fascist connections. Because, the majority world doesn't live in accordance with their imperial oversight on what is deemed to be biologically pure, and all the sorts of discourses that come out of thinking race, thinking sex, thinking the subject from colonialism onward. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things, I guess, to really show that the emperor or empress, in this case, has no clothes. Maybe that's what she'd prefer, because then she could say, see, sex is. It's insane, really. It's insane that such semantics on bodies and lives and subjectivities are playing out in the context of genocide and war. People need to get their priorities right. And also very real violence against women. These are tough questions, I understand that. But to position this putative trans other is, just like the the sort of imaginaries around categories like gay, who's imagined as this person that's not of colour, right? But conveniently it can fall back into that in expressions of racism and denial of subjecthood. We're barely allowed to speak. In any systems of abuse, we are told that we're not authorities of our own experiences. We're blindsided by other people's pathologization and discourses of the same, treated as contagion and threat. That's not what we are. Most of the time we've survived systems ourselves, including in their expressions of not just exclusion, but very real violence, psychological, physical. The true stories of our lives are yet to be told. But it's very important, especially for those racialized and trans, to have that space, to have that power of speaking, and to be listened to and heard, not appropriated. So I'm very interested in assisting in that work because I can see the points of convergence between racialization and our gendering systems which are brought with colonialism.